Hello and welcome to another series of In Depth. I am Aisha Singh and in today's video we will be discussing about the cyclone Biparjoy which is taking place in Arabian Sea. So let us first see the topic of discussion. First about the news, that is cyclone Biparjoy, then the impact of cyclone Biparjoy on India, then how are cyclones named in India and all over world, then what are the rules to be followed while naming the cyclones, then why do more cyclones originate in Bay of Bengal as compared to the Arabian Sea, what are tropical cyclones, in the end prelims MCQ. Topic is of relevance from general studies paper 1, that is geography. It is important from exam perspective because both from prelims and mains. From prelims, which country has given the name to the name cyclone Biparjoy, and then what are the conditions for cyclone formation, and from mains perspective all the different features of cyclone and how it is named. Let's see the news. It has been taken from Indian Express and it says, what is cyclone Biparjoy and how was it named? So what is the process of cyclone naming in our country and all over the world? So let's see what has happened recently. So first of all, the cyclone Biparjoy has taken place in Arabian Sea. So this is India's coast, and on the western coast of India we have the Arabian Sea, while on the eastern coast of India we have Bay of Bengal. And it has often been said that the number of cyclones taking place in Bay of Bengal is much more than as compared to Arabian Sea, or you can say almost double of Arabian Sea. And the cyclone Biparjoy has taken place in Arabian Sea and is moving along the coast of Mumbai and also along the coast of Goa. So this is the picture which has been shared by the Indian Meteorological Department, and this is the location and the path of cyclone Biparjoy that has been showed by the IMD. So this, you can say, the location of Mumbai on map, and this is the location of, or the path of cyclone Biparjoy, how is it moving and moving forward. So what has happened recently is that the cyclonic storm named Biparjoy has been developed in the Arabian Sea. So the location of cyclone Biparjoy is Arabian Sea. This you need to know, that Biparjoy has taken place in Arabian Sea and not Bay of Bengal. So on June 8th, it was stationed about 850 kilometers west of Goa and 900 kilometers southwest of Mumbai, that I just showed you. So this is Mumbai. So you can see that southwest is the location of cyclone Biparjoy. Then cyclone is predicted to gain in strength over the next 3 days because it has just started now, and while it will move forward while gaining moisture, and also while gaining moisture it will develop in strength also, and it will develop into a very severe cyclonic storm by June 13. So over a time period it is predicted that cyclone Biparjoy will develop into a very severe cyclonic storm, and according to the IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department, cyclone would result in chilly weather. That means sudden rain or sudden wind might start to blow with wind speed reaching 35 to 45 km per hour along the coastline of Karnataka, Goa and Maharashtra. It means on the western coastline of India. So the states which will be on high alert and which are on high alert are Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra. So this was about cyclone Biparjoy. Then what is the impact of cyclone Biparjoy on India? And it is expected to keep the monsoon a little subdued, and already the southwest monsoon which should have been started by now is delayed little bit, and because of cyclone Biparjoy it is expected that the monsoon will be subdued. That means the monsoon will be less as compared to normal. Then the onset of the monsoon on Kerala coast behind normal schedule. So already the onset of the monsoon is behind the normal schedule. So, and the progression in the interiors of the mainland could be stunted. So this could be concerning, that if the monsoon and the progression of the monsoon would be stunted and subdued, then this might cause problem especially to the farmers and kharif crops. Then how are cyclones named in our country and all over world? Then the name Biparjoy was suggested by Bangladesh. So this is the first important fact that you should be able to know. And many a times this question has been asked, and especially in the PCS exams also this is asked, that which cyclone has been named by which country. So the most recent cyclone is Biparjoy, and the cyclone Biparjoy has been named by Bangladesh. And the meaning of the word Biparjoy is disaster or calamity, and the language in which it means is Bengali. And the naming of cyclones is done by countries on a rotational basis. It is not that one country gives the name and every single time the name given by some specific country has to be picked up. No, it is like always on a rotational basis that the name has been picked by the cyclones. Then worldwide there are 6 regional specialized meteorological departments. So all over the globe there are 6 regional meteorological specialized centers, and one of them is IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department, and 5 regional tropical cyclone warning systems. So there are 6 RSMCs and there are 5 regional tropical cyclone warning systems. So this you should know, that there are 6 RSMCs but 5 TCWC. Warning systems are 5, and it is mandated for issuing advisory and naming of tropical cyclones. So the name of the tropical cyclones are given by RSMCs and TCWCs. Then IMD is one of the 6 RSMCs to provide tropical cyclone and storm surges advisories. So in India, it is the Indian Meteorological Department which is responsible for issuing the advisory regarding the monsoon and the weather conditions. Then 13 member countries under the WMO Economic and Social Commission for Asia Pacific panel. So the RSMCs and the warning centers, that is the TCWC, they are responsible for issuing advisory to 13 member countries, and these 13 member countries are under WMO, that is ESCAPE panel, and the full form of ESCAPE is Economic and Social Commission for Asia Pacific. So under WMO ESCAPE there are 13 countries. This is one of the facts, that under WMO ESCAPE how many countries are there? 13 countries, and these 13 countries are Bangladesh, India, Iran, Maldives, Myanmar, Oman, Pakistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Sri Lanka, Thailand, UAE and Yemen. So these 13 countries are under WMO ESCAPE panel. And there are list of 169 cyclone names released by IMD in 2020, which was provided by these 13 countries, suggestions from each of the 13 countries. So there are 13 countries in WMO ESCAPE panel, and these 13 countries suggest names accordingly, and on rotational basis the names are being picked from these list, and the names of list which has been shared by these 13 countries under WMO ESCAPE panel. Then rules to be followed while naming cyclones. So are there any kind of rules that needs to be followed when the naming of the cyclone is being done? So there are few of the rules, and that says proposed name should be neutral to politics and political figures, religious beliefs, cultures and gender. This should not be on biased nature. Then name should be chosen in such a way that it does not hurt the sentiment of any group of population over the globe. Then it should not be very rude and cruel in nature. Then it should be short, easy to pronounce, and should not be offensive to any member. So it should not be of a offensive nature. Then the maximum length of the name will be 8 letters. So it is a rule that the name of the cyclone should not be very lengthy, and that is why we are able to see the names which are easy to pronounce and easy to understand, and also not very lengthy. Then why do more cyclones hit eastern coast of India? What is the reason that the Bay of Bengal always has more number of cyclones as compared to the Arabian Sea? So there are few of the reasons. So according to the NCRMP, that is National Cyclone Risk Management Project, it says that 58% of the cyclone originate in the Bay of Bengal, that is the eastern coast of India, as compared to 25% that takes place in the Arabian Sea on the western coast of India. And the average rainfall seen by the Bay of Bengal is very high. And if the average rainfall is very high, that means the situation and the conditions in the Bay of Bengal is humid. So the humid conditions or the humid conditions can provide moisture to the intensification of the cyclone. So this plays a important role. Then tropical depression is a predominant occurrence in the Indo-Gangetic plains. And Indo-Gangetic plains means the Bay of Bengal. And tropical depression plays a major role in the formation of the cyclone because of the low pressure area and the low pressure situation. And low pressure situation is a predominant and a prerequisite factor for the formation of the cyclone. Then Bay of Bengal witnesses an average temperature of 28 degrees. And the formation of cyclone, the ideal condition or the ideal temperature is considered to be 27 degrees Celsius or above. So Bay of Bengal temperature is almost ideal for the formation of the cyclones. Then lack of landmass in the Bay of Bengal basin means that the cyclones occurring in the region do not weaken. Because if the landmass is low, then the cyclone which is formed in the region or in the Bay of Bengal region will always be able to get moisture, so that the intensity of the cyclone cannot get weakened. So these are few of the reasons that why the eastern coast of India, that is more cyclones happen in Bay of Bengal as compared to the Arabian Sea. In the end, few of the features of the tropical cyclones, and I have many a times discussed about the formation of cyclones. So this time I am not discussing about the formation of cyclone, and I will be giving you a link of one of my videos where I have discussed about the formation of cyclone in the description box. So if you want to see the formation of cyclone in detail, you can go on the link and see. So about tropical cyclones. So tropical cyclones are violent storms that originate over oceans in the tropical areas. So one of the prerequisite for the formation of cyclone is the having a water body and a large water body. Then one of the most devastating natural calamities in the world. So cyclones, when they turn into cyclone and severe cyclone, they cause a lot of destruction. Then originate and intensify over warm tropical ocean. And tropical cyclones in the northern hemisphere, they move in the anti-clockwise direction, while in the southern hemisphere they move in the clockwise direction. These 2 points are very important for you to know from exam perspective. So even if you do not understand, you should just mug up also this point, that northern hemisphere is anti-clockwise and southern hemisphere is clockwise. Then the conditions which are favorable for the formation of the tropical storms are, these are few of the prerequisite conditions that needs to be followed when we talk about the formation of a cyclone. Then that is large sea surface with temperature higher than 27 degrees Celsius. And one of the reasons that we just read that why the Bay of Bengal have more cyclones as compared to the Arabian Sea was because of the ideal temperature of the Bay of Bengal, that is around 28 degrees Celsius. Then presence of the Coriolis force, because it is the Coriolis force which gives the cyclone its circular movement. Then small variations in the vertical wind speed. Wind speed is important, because that is why the subduction of wind and the movement of wind, that is the uprising of wind, also takes place. Then a prerequisite weak low pressure area or low level cyclonic circulation. So the low pressure area is also a prerequisite, because it is the low pressure area from where the formation of cyclone starts. Then upper divergence above the sea level systems. So these are few of the conditions which are favorable for the formation of the tropical storms. In the end, a prelims MCQ, I'm giving you an easy one, so, and a very factual one too. So you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. And it says, cyclone Biparjoy has been named by which country? A. Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Oman. So try to solve this question and give me the answer in the comment section. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.